You're very welcome along to another one of our previews of the ARVR Innovate conference, where we talk to people who are participating either as sponsors or exhibitors, or indeed hosting keynote presentations. And I'm delighted to welcome two people from Browne Jacobson. Shortly, we'll be talking to Gerard Hanratty. He's Head of Health and Life Sciences at Browne Jacobson. But I'm delighted to welcome first to this call Jean Kelly, who's a founding partner of the Dublin office of Browne Jacobson. I think the first question I should ask you is, because I'm sure a lot of people may not know, is who are Browne Jacobson?
Thanks very much, and Alex, thanks for having us. Browne Jacobson is a UK and Ireland law firm with offices in both the UK and in Ireland. We opened in Ireland about 2 years ago, and we specialise in IP, IT, data protection, and corporate law across all sectors, and working in particular as regards the health sciences with Gerard and his team.
Okay, and you're a founding partner, as I said, of the Dublin office. So give me a little bit of a sense of the Dublin office, the nature and the size and scale of what you do here in Dublin.
Well, we have 22 people now in Dublin after not quite 2 years. We 2 years open this summer. Our office is located in Hume Street, which is near the Shelbourne Hotel in Dublin too. So really at the heart of commercial life in Dublin. And we're really enjoying it so far. We all came from very large law firm environments, and we like the spread of work that you get in a very large firm. You can get to work with all different kinds of clients, buyers and providers of services. And it's a really multidisciplinary team across the UK and Ireland. So we're having a lot of fun with it so far.
Yeah, and speaking of multidisciplinary, obviously we're delighted to have you on board as sponsors, the first sponsor from the legal sector. And I'm just curious, what interests you about this space generally, the immersive technology space? How does it fit into what you do as a company?
Well, I suppose all kinds of technologies really are interesting to us, because we act for both people deploying cutting edge technology and people developing it. So our clients are really mixed. And I think Gerard would say the same for his own client base in the UK, where our clients are really mixed between people who deploy these services and these products, and therefore have legal obligations around how they're using them, and the companies themselves who are developing and selling them and have to comply with the myriad of regulatory obligations that you have.
Gerard, I'll bring you in now, if I may. You're Head of Health and Life Sciences at Browne Jacobson. Tell me a little bit, first of all, about what that role encompasses.
So we have a practice which we originally established in the UK, advising the public sector and the private sector. Since then, we've developed an international practice, and since Jean and the team have come on board in Ireland, we've obviously then moved over to Dublin, but that also helps us with our European practice. International practice really around health and life sciences focuses probably more on the Middle East than other parts of the world at the minute. But we still do a lot with the US law firms, especially when they're bringing their clients from the US over into the UK and want to understand what's the regulatory framework that our clients have to comply with, and how can you help them navigate that. But generally across health and life sciences, we cover the entire spread of work that goes on: commissioners, providers, those who are developing new tech, new AI, new pharmaceuticals. We work with them all in order to guide them through the regulatory landscape, and also to help them get their products to market. And
Ireland, as people will know, it's a major European centre in the pharma sector and in medical devices. It's a big sector here, so I'm sure that some of those are on your client base, and certainly ones that you'd like to have conversations with. Tell me now a little bit about the actual presentation that you're going to make at the conference, Gerard.
Okay, so what we're going to do at the conference is try and do a little bit of looking to the future in terms of how AI is going to be regulated. So we know there are a lot of issues at the minute in terms of the unknowns, specifically around on what basis has the AI been developed? So what is its source base? Equally, is there any programming bias involved? Is it going to cover across the whole spectrum of people that it may engage with, especially from a health perspective, or are there problems that are going on? And then, across that as well, commercially, people have to understand, when is the manufacturer responsible? When is the user responsible? And how are those different issues going to be dealt with? I think for a while, people have looked at things like apps and, those developments, and not really understood the issues that can arise from their use. and how that can lead to harm to individuals. And we have to address those issues and look at them. But I think principally what we're trying to do is go through and develop the Matrix was famous for many things when Keanu Reeves did it, but not the least of which was the whole, concept of the development of AI and how that could then take over and essentially run the whole world. Now, whilst we're not at that stage yet, what we are at is looking at how do you regulate AI so you never get to that position that happened in the Matrix, and what are the different rules that are going to apply. The UK hasn't really quite determined what its rules are yet. The EU has, by and large, and we can look at those, and then we can apply some of the rules that we've also seen in other parts of the world, and how they can be used to sensibly look at the use of AI as a tool to support what's happening within health at the minute. I don't think we're in the position yet where we will have AI simply running health, because there are still too many unknowns about how it operates.
Yeah, and I think this year, in particular, we've seen huge interest in the interconnection between AI and spatial computing or immersive technology. And certainly some of the other speakers will be addressing those themes explicitly. So I think it's really interesting and useful to, as well as looking at how these technologies are merging and the potentials that in parallel with that, people are taking care to understand what are the legal ramifications beyond that.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a lot of conversations with clients, both within the public sector and within the private sector, especially the developers, over, what is your appetite for risk here? How far are you prepared to push this as we go forward? And equally, when they're looking at research, how far are patients prepared to go? How far are the public prepared to go in terms of working with them so they can develop the knowledge and understanding in order to make their AI work in the best way possible?
Good. Really looking forward to hearing you speak. And beyond the speaking engagement, obviously we're running a short panel as well, which you'll be involved in and sponsored by Browne Jacobson, which will be looking at broader regulatory environment issues as well. So looking forward to hearing you at that. And just to mention and to thank you, you're also the networking drink sponsor for the event as well. So lots of opportunity for people to interact with the team from Browne Jacobson, who'll be in Dublin. But for the moment, thanks very much indeed. And looking forward to seeing you. And hopefully many of the people watching this video will be able to get the opportunity to meet you as well on Wednesday, May the 8th in the RDS. Thank you.
Great. Thanks.
See you there.